Many years of my marriage was spent trying to fix something that was broken long before we made it to the altar. In retrospect, I feel we both were carrying a heavy cargo of unhealed wounds, in addition to some rather deep scars from our childhood. Neither of us was aware of the potential impact they would take, nor how they would inhibit us from applying common sense when processing life amid its daily struggles. Don't get me wrong, there were good, even great times. It wasn't all bad, but like so often the case, the bad outweighed the good. You must remember that I am writing from my vantage point. I don't know how this would read if it the other party. However, I am certain their perception would be different. There comes a time when no matter how desperately you want to keep your head buried, you run out of sand. In my case, it happened one Friday, sometime in mid-September. I was busy preparing supper when the phone rang. It was my friend. She was calling to inform me that she couldn't go out dancing. At one point in the conversation, I accused her of being a wimp by allowing her husband to rule her life. I think it was at that moment she decided to set me straight as to who was the wimp and why. She proceeded to inform me of what had taken place the Saturday prior. While I was at the hospital with my eldest, she and my hubby decided to make good use of the available time. At least they were considerate enough to make out in my daughter's bed and not mine. She proceeded to educate me as to why I was a wimp, and a stupid one at that. I stood frozen, suddenly feeling violently ill, with knees wanting to buckle under as she explicitly filled me in on the nitty-gritty details of how he liked it done. Then just before signing off, she let me know that their little sex fest had been taking place for many months. After a good cry and regaining my composure, I wasn't going to scream or cause a scene. I was simply gonna tell him to pack his bags and go get the fuck away of my life. I remember wanting to lash out and hit him to hurt him, to make him pay for all the years I buried my head deeply in the sand. But instead I listened to his lame excuse of how he couldn't help himself, and how she was the one that was responsible. I knew he was lying. Both of them were guilty. Moreover, I knew I was partially to blame, because I had chosen to keep my head buried since day one. I'd chosen to take the easy way out by choosing to remain in denial, while adding layer upon layer of hurt into my icicle box of souvenirs.